it's important that the other speakers have recognized the leadership of San Francisco on HIV/AIDS care models, universal health care, and making medical cannabis safe and accessible to people throughout California and the nation.
San Francisco!
Yay, San Francisco. Medical cannabis dispensaries are part of a responsible distribution network who pay taxes and contribute over $100 million to California's coffers every year. They're responsible corporate citizens that hire living wage employees in their communities. California's system works despite the federal government, not because of it. Imagine what we could do if we had the federal government on our side. Thank you all. Your voices are being heard. You will ultimately win. Thank you.
Now that we've heard from those who represent you here in San Francisco, we're going to hear from some of the people who have been affected by the recent attacks on medical cannabis here in San Francisco. And our first speaker is not only a patient, he's also has been a leader in the Americans for Safe Access chapter here in San Francisco, and is a tireless advocate. And the federal government is really afraid of him. You guys can be louder. I don't hear the siren anymore. You guys stopped it. Way to go. All right, it's my pleasure to introduce David Goldman.
Hello, San Francisco. You look great today. Over 500 people here. My name is David Goldman. I'm a member of the core leadership group of the San Francisco chapter of Americans for Safe Access, the nation's largest organization promoting safe and legal access to cannabis for medical and scientific research. I am a retired teacher, a medical cannabis patient, and a member of the collectives here in San Francisco that are being targeted by the Department of Justice's latest attempt to circumvent state and local law, not to mention the overwhelming will of the people of California. Today I want to make it clear that it is completely disingenuous for the federal government to target licensed medical cannabis dispensaries while claiming that this so-called crackdown will not target individual patients. The fact is, patients like me across the state rely on licensed dispensaries to provide us with a safe place to access quality, laboratory-tested medical cannabis products in strict accordance with state and local laws. Let me be clear. An attack on safe access is an attack on medical cannabis patients. Moreover, on a personal note, I am deeply offended by U.S. Attorney Melinda Haig's recent comment that she has seen seemingly healthy young people leaving dispensaries as justification for this crackdown. Since when is a visual diagnosis by a lawyer more credible than a physician's written recommendation based on medical examinations, blood tests? Based on medical examinations, blood tests, MRIs, CAT scans, or X-rays. How can she or anyone else tell you if someone like me is free of debilitating migraines, neuropathic or chronic pain, glaucoma, cancer, HIV, MS, or any other serious medical condition when leaving a dispensary? I'd like to thank our local political leaders who are standing with us today, members of our policy advocacy organizations, ASA, California Normal Drug Policy Alliance, and members of United San Francisco for their continued leadership to protect patients' rights and advance safe access. I strongly urge President Obama to work with state and local officials, patients, and other stakeholders to end the divide between state and federal law. The Department of Justice must respect our medical cannabis laws. Enough is enough. The time to move forward is here. Now all we need is federal leadership. One last note. Our work is not done today. Please join us tonight at 7:30 p.m. at 847 Howard Street, right above the green door, for the San Francisco chapter of Americans for Safe Access. Again, tonight, 7:30, 847 Howard Street, between 4th and 5th Street, just above the green door. See you tonight. Thank you.
And the elected officials keep coming. We also have with us today Board of Supervisor Jane Kim.
Good afternoon. I'm really honored to stand here today with you, our patients and our small business owners, in support of safe access here in San Francisco. We here in San Francisco are proud of our values, what we stand for, and our innovative business models to support safe access to medicine. As a supervisor with the most medical cannabis dispensaries and medical marijuana patients in the district, our office directly feels the impact of the federal crackdown. I've had individuals come to our office hours to talk about how the closure of their neighborhood MCDs has impacted their personal health and also their safety, and how riding Muni can be often hard when you're in physical pain to get access to the medicine that you need to survive on a daily basis. And having visited some of our MCDs that were closed down, unfortunately by a federal government, I've also met the people who have now lost their jobs here in San Francisco. And these are folks that were providing care and community building in many of our neighborhoods, and were often the only people that our patients felt safe to go to, both for help and for support to manage their well-being, both their mental and physical well-being. So we feel the importance of protecting our MCDs here in our district. We stand strongly behind the community in doing what we can to oppose a federal crackdown. And thank you everyone for being here today. This is a massive showing, and I think that this will send a statement both to City Hall and to Washington, D.C. Thank you.
And so now we have just a few more folks that are going to speak, and then we're going to do a march over to the federal building. Just hang in there. We have a statement, actually. Stephanie Tucker is going to read from our DA here in San Francisco.
Hello again, medical cannabis community. Our district attorney, George Gascon, could not be here today, but he asked that I read the following statement on his behalf. I unequivocally support medical marijuana as the district attorney. My office works within the confines of Prop 215 to support and uphold laws and protect those providing sanctioned medical marijuana services. I will continue to support safe, legal access to medical marijuana. Very comforting, is it not?
All right, so now we're going to hear from actually an activist, a patient, and also an MCD operator who had to close his doors because of the actions of Melinda Haig.
Woo! Melinda Haig!
Everyone, it is my honor to introduce Charlie Pappas.
Charlie! Yeah! Charlie! Woo!
Yeah, good morning, citizens of San Francisco and California. This is working. is Charlie Pappas. I'm a co-founder along with Raymond. Raymond, hold your hand up. Hey, Divinity Tree. We're one of two Tenderloin dispensaries that are currently closed. We're one of two Tenderloin dispensaries currently closed, and we're not happy about that. Our patients aren't happy about that. I want to especially thank the elected officials who are here and all of you, and especially some of the heroes I see in the crowd, other dispensary people, but you're all heroes to me. You know, I just want to say on behalf of our patients, our workers, their children who no longer are well supported as they were, and our landlords too, that I consider that the U.S. attorneys depriving our civil rights. I think 50 years ago in Mississippi, the Department of Justice had to go in to help a black person go to college there, and now they have to come to California, ironically, and take away our civil rights. That's not right. We are not a profit-making criminal organization. We are supplying medicine for people who need it. I'm almost done. I got a few quotes here. I got a quote from Winston Churchill: "When you're going through hell, keep going." I have some more history. I have some more history for you too. 45 years ago, I was an anti-Vietnam marcher in Washington. Some of us marched on the Pentagon and we tried to levitate it. So I think the federal building's up the street. Let's try and do that again. One last thing about history. Supervisor Chu mentioned history, and hey, I heard a quote from Martin Luther King this weekend on Book TV. It was that the arc of history bends towards justice, and that's certainly true in San Francisco. Thanks, everybody.
Everyone, isn't Charlie amazing? How about a little chance? We love you. We support you. 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 Yay, Charlie. Thank God for people like Charlie. And we're going to have a quick statement, actually. One of our brothers and sisters who was the target of yesterday's attacks at Oakland has asked Dale Sky Jones to read a statement on his behalf of Richard Lee. Dale?
Good afternoon. Oh, I can't hear you. Good afternoon. 2 universities were struck yesterday, one by a ruthless killer. I'd like to take a minute to acknowledge the 7 dead and 3 wounded. Where were our law enforcement officers? Guarding a plant that hasn't killed a human in recorded history. At a school teaching safety and responsibility under state law. We are all valuable members of our society. We are wanted in Oakland. You are wanted in yours. Federal resources were wasted on a failed policy while our cities beg for help with gun violence. I stand today with the victims of all violent crime. As a mother, I demand the Justice Department go after gun violence, child predators, and human traffickers. Richard Lee and I have felt your support. All of Oaksterdam has felt your support. He is here with you today. Literally, he's here with you today. Give him a hand. Many employees lost their jobs and health insurance, while a strapped city lost precious tax dollars that go towards our cops, keeping the rest of us safe. We are supported by our community. This raid was meant to demoralize us.